What's up, guys? So recording this video here right after I just did a Whatnot video for YouTube. I'm gonna do a little unboxing here. I got a big 75-pound box of books. I don't know all of what's in it. I can only see what's on the top, but it looks like a pretty good amount. So I was gonna show you guys and see if there's anything that interested you or you'd heard of. He said he mixed in some horror here for me, which I was really hoping for, and so we'll see. I hope so. That'd be great. I'm not an expert on horror. If you want some really great insight into horror, you would want to go to Plagued by Visions channel on YouTube. Check him out. He has some great insight into all things horror. Shades of Orange really has a great horror list as well, and reads several of the similar books that Plagued reads. So that Juan over at Plagued reads. So check them out for horror stuff. But I am very much a horror lover. So all things movie related, video game related, book related when it comes to horror. So I am hoping that there's quite a bit in here. Also for resale purposes, horror sells very well on kind of pretty much all fronts. So, you know, if you have, say, some older horror vintage paperbacks, those usually do pretty well, or some hardcovers or what have you. Some old horror DVDs. If you ever come across like the Friday the 13th paperbacks, those sell like insane. You know, I have well, it's behind here, but a small section of some horror stuff in there. Picked this one up the other day. I was very excited for it. This is a DAW Year's Best Horror Stories 2, so that's looking pretty awesome. You know, and then of course things like Alien and you know, those are classics, right? I'm just gonna grab a couple stacks here right off the top as best I can and just see what we got, and I'll just run through them, show you guys. I'll just set them aside. Try and move fast because this could take forever. Actually, no, I won't. I want to go through it slow and look at them nicely because that's fun for me. And if you like this, you're going to want to do that anyway. If you don't like this, you're already gone. So 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Jules Verne. In the other book box I opened, there was like 4 or 5 of these. So I have probably 4 or 5 copies of 20,000 Leagues, at least. Not all the same cover. There's different covers. Isaac Asimov, Robots and Empire, a sequel to Robots of Dawn. That's a big boy. I was keeping all of Asimov, and then I decided to only keep a couple. Which may change. I may go back. I flip-flop all the time. But I have all the foundation ones, which I haven't read, so I was thinking I just need to read those first, so I gotta get rid of everything else. And but maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. The Book of Philip Jose Farmer. This is in really good shape. DAW number 63. That's very cool. A new personal representative and utterly fantastic anthology by this Hugo and Nebula winning favorite. Very cool. Set that one there. Let me move my thing so my Xbox doesn't turn off. Okay. A. von Vought, Quest for the Future. I believe I have 2 of these now, so I'm pretty sure I have another one. Little Monsters, novelization by A.L. Singer, based on the upcoming movie. Anybody see that movie? Is that the movie with Fred Savage? Or am I thinking of a different one? I don't remember. I thought there was one called Little Monsters, Fred Savage. It's been a long time. Doctor Who and the Genesis of the Daleks. Terrence Dix. Not a Doctor Who fan. Never really watched a single episode. I'm not a Star Trek fan either, so That one doesn't really interest me all that much, but maybe there's some great fans out there. Deborah LeBlanc, Grave Intent. These may be the horror things that he said. This looks like just a newer mass market of like the million others you see on the shelf. I don't know much about certain authors. I know like the main authors, and that's about it. So may or may not be good. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it's probably good or entertaining, but it's nothing nothing to write home about, as they say. Time Double. Nightmares are terrifying, especially when they're not your own. Dick Barrett. Now that cover looks cool. They were pure terror. They woke him screaming. His parents were anguished, helpless. Then there was the accident, the scream of the brakes, the dog's tortured howl. Then something inside Sean is triggered and a mental door that should have remained locked is opened. His brain overloads with the weight of 40 years of someone else's memories. But in the flood of fear that drowned him came a supernatural gift, a power to sense oncoming danger. One man will soon confront that power, a sullen, violent soul who preys on the defenseless terror of others, a bestial man who has invited evil to consume him, who has felt the young boy's power challenge his own. The boy knows what the man is, what he has done. He must be destroyed quickly, before he learns the reason for his possession. The battle is on. Little Sean stands alone and a small warrior against an old, eternal evil. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of like little child, what's the word? Protagonist? Is that the main character called a protagonist? I'm not a fan of the like a child main character. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of child main character in movies either. I don't know why. Just not my thing. Anyways, Destinies, edited by James Bain. This is science fiction magazine, it says, but this is in novel form. Doesn't look, interesting. I've never seen one of these science fiction magazines like this before. It says the cover story is Lost Dorsey by Gordon Dixon, and then there's all new Orson Scott Card, David Drake, Larry Niven, Frederick Pohl, Jerry Purnell, Norman Spinrad, and Ian Watson. It has a cool kind of wraparound cover, even though it's basically the same image on both sides. So I guess it doesn't really wrap around, but so very interesting. This is originally published 4 times a year by Ace Books. So this is a quarterly magazine type thing. That's cool. Very cool. Purnell, Spinrad Card, Harry Stein. Nice. That one might have some great stuff in it. Franklin Allen Leib, The House of Pain. This looks like a legal thriller. Not my bent, not my genre. Actually, the only legal thriller I want to read is A Time to Kill. A Time to Kill by I can't remember his name. I really can't. I'll think of it later. Frederick Pohl and Lester Del Rey writing as Edson McCann. Preferred Risk. Very phallic cover. The company insured the whole world against everything and anything, but the premiums came high. Ooh, I love Andrea Norton. Andrea Norton and Dorothy Madley. Jim and Ellie Mae must rescue their cat friends from killer robots. Star Cat World. Cat. K-A-apostrophe-A-T. Cat. Star Cat. This looks very much like a YA type novel, but she's an amazing, amazing writer. Michael Reeves, author of Dragon World, The Shattered World. It's a cool little like little creature type thing with some pot leaves on his head or something there. Ben Bova, Future Crime. Cover looks cool. It's pretty interesting right there. I have not read Ben Bova. I have like his, what is it? Saturn, Venus, Mars, Millennium, things like that. So, but I haven't read any other ones. Looks cool though. Dark Despair, Elaine Moore. I guess that's like a vampire one. Yep, vampire. Not a huge vampire reader. And some movies are good. Some are meh. Ooh, Frederick Pohl, Drunkard's Walk. This one's got a bend to it. Some of these arrived a little damaged. The box is all torn apart and stuff like that. So I'll try and put some weight on this or something to keep it, so we can get it to straighten back up. I've never heard of this one. Not Since the Space Merchants, and an SF novel was so biting, funny, and sharply satirical. It's definitely readable, even if it's bent like that, but that's very cool. I like Frederick Pohl. Fred Saberhagen and the Frankenstein Papers. Oops. The Butterfly Kid, Chester Anderson. Does that look like Zach Galifianakis? That's what it looks like to me. He's spewing butterflies. He's chucking butterflies out. When the intergalactic battle begins, the world will be won by wit, imagination, and Chester Anderson. Robert Adams, Horse Clans. This is a duplicate for me. I have probably 10 or 12 Horse Clans that I got in the last bundle I bought. Silverbird, Born with the Dead. Strange but True, 22 Amazing Stories. Just cool little stories to read. Ooh, yes. The year's best horror stories. There we go. That's Daw 13. Richard Matheson, Robert Bloch, Kit Reed, E.C. Tubb, Ramsey Campbell, and Brian Lumley, etc. Matheson wrote I Am Legend. The one he writes in this is called Prey. Very cool. Excited for that one. I'll put that one over here actually. For now, get it out of the way. Perry Rodan. I think there's well over 100 of these, probably 150. I probably have 75 of them that I had in a bundle that I was going to get rid of. I don't really have an, I mean, they look all right. When there's a big, giant 150, 200 series run of stuff, I don't really want to dive into it. I have so much other stuff I want to read, and I don't want to get stuck having to read 200 of the same series kind of thing. If that makes sense. Connie Willis, Lincoln's Dreams. It's not, that one doesn't interest me too much. Another legal kind of thing. Hound of Baskerville, Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle. I have actually 2 of this exact same one. Actually, I might have it on Whatnot. I have a little Sherlock Holmes bundle of like a huge collection of his adventures, and then a couple other small ones. Just end to buy it now. If this one's not in there, I'll throw it in there. Another Aliens Female War. I think I have in Whatnots. This will probably be after that, but in the Whatnot that is at the time of this happening tomorrow, I think I have the books 1, 2, and 3 in there. So I'll have more of those. I have a bunch of those. I bought some at one point, and then I've just found them like constantly ever since then. That seems to happen all the time. I'll buy one and then I'll find it like the next day. I gotta just stop buying stuff, huh? Tanith Lee. Lycanthia. So probably something to do with lichens. Yep. Or the Children of Wolves. This one says fantasy. This is DAW number 429. It's in very good shape. Oh, I've talked about this before. Here's another Shadow Run. I have a few of these. I try to put these things together to keep them in one place. Mission to Universe, Gordon Dixon. This one looks like it could be clean. It's like got some dirt on it or something. A riveting space adventure of one man's triumph against hopeless odds. Paul Anderson, 7 Conquests. Is this a short story collection? Yes. Short story collection. 7 Conquests. And I will add that to my Paul Anderson's up there. I have no more space. I'm going to need 2 shelves. Another Doctor Who on the dinosaur invasion. I'm super interested in that one. Rebel in Hell, Janet Morris. The Hell series. I sold, I think the first, it was like 8 or so. I think there's 12 total. So I'll keep this one aside in case I find more so I can bundle them together. This one's got some weird, I don't know why it was cut like that, but CJ Cherry writes as part of that. Silverberg, Janet Morris. So Godzilla 2000. What do we got here? Eclipse Penumbra by John Shirley. The Song Called Youth, Book 2, Ultimate Cyberpunk Saga. Weird Tales number 4, Homecoming by Frank Belknap Long. Edited by Lynn Carter. Weird Tales. That's pretty cool. Let's see who's in it. The Irie. Let's see here. Where is it saying? Robert Aikman, Charles Sheffield, James Anderson, Ray Bradbury, Frank Belknap Long, John Brizzolara, Lloyd, Arthur Eschbach, Robert Howard, and other people I don't really know. Lane Carter. Cool. Looks like a fun one. It's got the same, looks like whoever did the covers, the same, does like the gore covers and things like that. Can't remember who that was. Doesn't tell me on the inside right there. About the back. No. Set that one aside too. That looks cool. C.I. De Fontenay. Star. Psi Cassiopeia. Never heard of that. Cool cover. See that? Psi Cassiopeia. Huh. I found that some of these are like French or like other language, and then they're translated by, yep, this one's translated by P.J. Sokolowski. So some of them are translated by C.J. Cherry and some others. Kind of cool. It's a George Barr cover. Jim Bain, New Destinies, the paperback magazine of science fiction and speculative fact, volume number 8, fall of 1989. Let's see who's in it. Jim Bain, editor, and Anne McCaffrey, Hogan, Sterling, Dean Ing, Kevin Anderson, Paul Anderson, David Drake, Sheffield, and the other ones I don't personally know. That's kind of cool. I'm not a huge fantasy reader, but wouldn't mind. Not against it, that's for sure. Gregory Benford, Beyond Infinity. I think I have this one already. I've heard some mixed reviews on Benford as well. Gertrude Friedberg, The Revolving Boy. A very different science fiction novel. An idea I have actually not read before. It is original and even more astonishing. It combines some sound speculation with good writing and effective storytelling. An idea we haven't heard before. I heard a good synopsis of stuff about that in an introduction in one of the books I was reading, and I will probably read it in a video because I thought it was cool to know and understand. Anyways, AGVIQ, Michael Armstrong. I don't know anything about that. Games Cyborgs Play, Pierre Barbet. This might even be the one of the ones that CJ Cherry translated. This is a George Barr cover again. This one not translated, so it may not be translated. It doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, translation by Wende Ackerman, so not CJ. Oh, cool. I was just putting together a bundle of Brin stuff. So David Brin, Otherness. I have a stack of Brins. Oh, another Destinies. Oh, I like these. I like these. Where'd that other one go? Did I put it over here already? Oh, I need to find it. Anyways, so edited by James Bain again. Paul Anderson, Niven Purnell, Spider Robinson, Clifford Simak, George Zelazny, Roger Zelazny. You don't see Spider Robinson too often. That's cool. This one has Stan Pat, Ruby Zone, Roger Zelazny, some Greg Benford, Niven, Sheffield, Robinson, Simak, Dean Ing, Purnell, another Spider Robinson, so 2 in there. Paul Anderson, part 1 of a 5-part series. That's cool. Okay, and there's another one, same, Destinies also, same deal. Paul Anderson, Halderman, Ing, Stein, Robinson again. Cover story, Larry Niven and Jerry Purnell. I'm pretty stoked for these ones actually. And this one's crisp too. Okay, I'm gonna keep those by themselves. Set those there. Very cool. Dark Corner, Brandon Massey. These covers always make me not want to read it. They're just like a superimposed picture on top of a blown out color photo. This just looks so cheese to me. Like I have no desire to read that whatsoever. It may be phenomenal. I don't know. The author may be phenomenal. I don't know. Covers draw me in or they turn me off. I don't know. So, Midnight Mass by F. Paul Wilson. If you're a lover of horror fiction, vampires, and early Stephen King novels, take note. Midnight Mass is the best thing to come along in years. So another vampire one. The Weatherman, Steve Thayer. One of the highest takeoff points of any novel in recent memory, Stephen King. Interesting. All right, well, that's the first little part of that box. There's still a ton more to go. So, watcher beware. All right, let's see here. Nocturne for a Dangerous Man, Mark Matz. These ones don't really interest me all that much either. Timothy Zahn, Conqueror's Oh my gosh. Conqueror's Pride. Laurel Hamilton. The Laughing Corpse. Another Photoshop superimposed dealio again. Michael Williamson, Freehold. These are not my speed here. Divine Intervention. It's a place like no other, and they plan to keep it that way. Ken Wharton. That one looks a little more interesting, I guess. Darkwater Trilogy number 3. Ceremony by Glenn Cook, author of Warlock. Trying to move a little bit faster here. Another Laurel K. Hamilton, so I'm going to stick these together. Circus of the Damned. It's a vampire hunter novel, it says. So there's two that go together there. The Tie That Binds, Arthur C. Clarke, Earthlight. This is one I have not seen before, actually. It's in decent shape. All right. Piers Anthony, second novel in the Cluster series. This is Chaining the Lady. The mistress of space is enslaved. Oh, Piers. Dirty little rat. David Drake, With the Lightnings. Never read any Drake. Jilly Cooper, Riders. That looks like someone's hand on a jockey's butt. What a cover. I mean, this could go down as one of the best I've ever seen. Here's on the back what it says. Sunday Telegraph. Sex and horses. Who could ask for more? Do you think that's a little bit overloaded with a whole bunch of nonsense? I do. I think it's full of balagana, probably. John Land, The Last Prophecy. Fire Mountain. For thousands of years it lay dormant, smoldering, bubbling, building. There was no stopping it. Oh, like a little apocalyptic type of adventure there. Like a Dante's Peak. Some Pierce Brosnan. Web of Solitude by Florence Bowes. Some of these actually sell really well. These older thriller type novels with the ooh, wow. I think this is a movie, if I remember right. They Thirst, Robert McCammon. I'm pretty sure. Drawing a blank. King, Straub, and now McCammon. Los Angeles Times says. Yeah. Pretty sure They Thirst. That might be a good one. The Micronauts, Gordon Williams. A novel of ultimate frontier, the most fantastic adventure of any century. That's a good one. That one looks interesting to me. Swan Song, McCammon. These two might be some winners right here. Secret Window, Stephen King, from 4 Past Midnight. I have 4 Past Midnight, but I don't have an individual one of this. It's got the Will Smith edition on the front. Pretty sure I have 4 Past Midnight. This one would be down here. No, it would be right here. Yeah, there, I do have it hardcover. Okay, but I don't have the Johnny Depp edition. But 4 Past Midnight has Langoliers and where's the rest? Secret Window, Secret Garden, The Library, Policeman, and The Sundog. So, and whoops, and Straight Up Midnight, an introductory note. So Langoliers I loved on VHS back in the day. So Stephen King one there. I probably will not keep that one, even though it's got an alternate cover. I don't really tend to go alternate covers. I try to just do hardcover, and if I have a paperback and I find a hardcover, I replace the hardcover, or I add the hardcover in. Alien Earth and Other Stories, Roger Elwood and Sam Moskowitz. Looks good. Charlotte Vale Allen, Night Magic. Star Wars, Young Jedi Knights, Shadow Academy. That's cool. Alright, where was I? I forget. Did I do this one? Hugh Cook, Wizards and War Chronicles. The Lords of the Sword. My dog's over there puking or something. Sounded like it. Interesting. The Forbidden Game Collector's Edition, L.J. Smith. Includes The Hunter, The Chase, and The Kill. This is like an omnibus type thing. Never heard of this. Huh. Maybe somebody's heard of that before. If he wins, she's his forevermore. It's kind of trippy. Oops, just bonked the camera again. I'm pretty bad about that. Lost Dorsey by Gordon Dixon. John Shirley, author of Wet Bones, Black Butterflies. Clive Barker, Galilee. A spellbinding treat, Galilee leaps through time and space to reveal an impressive, majestic vision told in beautiful prose. Huh. Wonder what it's about. But it's got some rip-roaring waves there. If that's talking about the Sea of Galilee's fairly, not a large sea, but the Sea of Galilee has recorded up to 30-foot waves on it before. It's right down in between the valley and high mountains and causes waves to be brought up, which is pretty interesting. Prodigal Son, Emergence, Sean Williams and Shane Dix. Battle for Future Humanity begins here. Ooh, nice. I don't see this very often. Stephen King, when he was writing his Richard Bachman, The Running Man, with Arnie on the cover. It does have a few in the front there, some pictures from the movie, stills from the movie, and in the back as well. Like this. That. Very cool. That's in really good shape. I might just keep that one just because it's like a cover you don't see very often, even though I have the Bachman Bucks up at the top there. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not from there. How far we got? Oh, we're on here. I got 2 more shelves after that. So, might keep that one. It's very cool. Frank Herbert, author of Dune. The Green Brain. His masterpiece of ecological horror. Dean Ing, Butcher Bird. I actually have not owned a Dean Ing like book by itself. I have a bunch of Dean Ing edited books, or he's in writing with like Jerry Purnell and Niven on the Manskin Wars books. He's in there a lot. So I wonder, I don't know much about Dean Ing, so curious. Wonder if those are any good. Highline, Glory Road. This is the 3rd cover I have of this. So 3 different covers from this one, Glory Road. This one makes it look extremely fantasy related. How about this? The places they'd go, the things they'd see if they survived. Here's what it says. Are you a coward? Well, this is not for you. We badly need a brave man. He must be 25 to 35 years old. Crap. In perfect health. Crap. At least 6 feet tall. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Weigh about 190. Crap. Fluent English with some French. Proficient with all weapons. Not even close. Some knowledge of engineering and mathematics is essential. Okay, I'm good there. Willing to travel? Okay. No family? Dang it. Or emotional ties? Dang it. Indomitably courageous? Nope. And handsome of face and figure? Nope. Permanent employment? Yeah. Very high pay? Okay, I'm down with that. Glorious adventure? Great danger? You must apply in person. 17 Rue Dante Nice 2 Mais Etage Apartment D. Well, I wouldn't get the job. Dang it. But that's a good little Good little, what do you call it? Job listing. Until he came to the part about handsome face and figure, E.C. Scar Gordon thought this ad was a shaggy dog aimed straight at him by someone who knew his habit of reading the personals. But tastes vary. When on a whim, he answered it. The gorgeous Amazon in a lab coat who examined him seemed to think he was just fine in that department, too. Oh, yeah. So what was a poor boy to do? Soon, Scar Gordon, in company with the most beautiful woman he'd ever met, was off on that glory road. Actually, sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie. I want to read it. All right. John Barnes, Nebula nominee, Orbital Resonance. It's actually, cover looks good. I like it. I don't know John Barnes. John Barnes carries us away the way that Highline used to do it. Orson's card. I don't know if that's a dig or a compliment. Oh boy, Dragon Swan. Look at that. Sherilyn Kenyon. I'm sure that's a deep philosophical read right there. Is that Dean Cain? No. Oh, okay. That's just smut right there. That's all that is. Ooh, another Paul Anderson. Yes. The Long Night. I don't know. I don't have this cover. I know that. I may have this book, but alternate cover. I don't remember. This one's in great shape, too. That thing's like crispy. Nice. Set that aside with Paul's other stuff. See if I have a duplicate or not. Let's grab some more. No idea. Louis McMaster Bujold Komar. Does not look interesting. Sorry. Clive Barker, The Great and Secret Show, the first book of the art. Might be interesting. I used to like a lot of the movies based on Clive Barker's books. Holy Terror, Jane Hollerman. Is this the same? No. Between the Sinners and Saints, the Killer Awaits. Pegasus Secret, Greg Loomis. None of these look all that interesting. Luke McMaster Bejeweled. Sitagonda. A Vorkasagan adventure. A Frabjulous joy. Literally it says a Frabjulous joy. Greg Bear, The Wind from a Burning Woman. I've never heard of this one. Oh, 6 Stories of Science Fiction by the Hugo and Nebula Award-winning author of Queen of Angels, Greg Bear. So what's in here? The Wind from a Burning Woman, The White Horse Child, Petra, Scattershot, Mandala, and Hard Fought. Well, I do have a few Greg Bears. I just finished Blood Music, which I loved. So I'm down to read some more Greg Bear. Short stories is good. I'll put it up there with my bears. When the Green Star Calls, Lynn Carter. Either just sold that or it's in this next upcoming whatnot. That's it all. My Father Immortal, Michael D. Weaver. We have Faith of Tarot, Piers Anthony. I'm pretty sure that's in the next whatnot as well. I have lots of Piers. Whoa. 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 Michael Moorcock. 4 complete novels in 1 volume. The Final Program, A Cure for Cancer, The English Assassin, and The Condition of Music. The Cornelius Chronicles in 1 volume. That's pretty cool. Huh. The Voyages of Jerry Cornelius, the most original science fiction hero of our times. That is... never seen that before. Oh, here's another big old chunky one. Oh, it's Battlefield Earth with the alternate cover. L. Ron Hubbard. I have that one. So I have 2 of those actually. Skyfall, Harry Harrison. I have 2 of these as well. So this is a Spare. Star Cruiser Shenandoah. Squadron Alert by Roland Green. Never heard of it. Another Highline, Number of the Beast. This is a sequel that, or a second copy that I have also. Ooh, Blade. This is number 14, The Temples of Iokan. I have some Blades that I've been keeping. I don't think I have that one, so I'll set that one aside. Another Flash Gordon. I found a couple of these actually. That's nice. Plague of Sound. This one's in crispy shape too. It's got the red sprayed edges. I'm gonna set that aside there. I'm not keeping those, but those might go on eBay. Flash Gordon, The War of Cybernauts. Also with the red sprayed, very clean. Someone bought it for $2 at some point. James Hogan, The Multiplex Man. Cool thing about this is I may not know a lot of these guys, but then I look them all up on eBay or whatever, and I try to find like what's sold of theirs, what other books they have, things like that, and I spent some time doing that. It's pretty fun. Return to Oz. I did not know, but Joan Vinge did that. That's Werner Vinge's wife. So I remember seeing this movie when I was little, and it creeped me out. I wasn't like creeped out to the point of like, I can't watch this, it's too scary. It was just like weird, and I didn't like how weird it was. It bothered me when I was little. Agent 13, The Midnight Avenger. Flint Dial and David Marconi. I've not seen this one either, but I'll set this with the Flash Gordons because sometimes those are worth reselling. The Eye Inside, Dean Foster. That's cool. I've never seen that one either. I have a lot of Dean Fosters. Never come across that one. I may keep that one. I'm not keeping every Dean Foster I have now. So, Piers Juxtaposition, Book 3 in the Apprentice Adept. The Fleet, Counterattack. This is looks like a edited bundle here. All my books just fell. But it has Piers Anthony, Janet Morris, things like that in it. That's cool. Or maybe it's a co-written thing. Looks like little Schwartz. Yeah. Bill Fawcett. David Drake. So Sheckley's in there, Robert Sheckley. Interesting. The cover is really cool. Look at that. I like it. Oh, some Highline, Methuselah's Children. This one is probably pretty rare. Decent shape. I have not seen this particular cover before, at least in person, I mean. Mercedes Lackey. Barbaric Voices, Book 2, The Robin and the Kestrel. I have a ton of Mercedes Lackey. Tons and tons and tons of Mercedes Lackey. Meanwhile by Max Handley. Max Handley. Hi, I'm recording video.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. What's up?
Mama needs a box to put some of our stuff in.
Well, you came to the right place. Alright, I just pulled the rest of the box out. I'll stack them here, and I'll go through that last little bit. I'm glad I looked, because underneath the cardboard a little bit, there was Kurt Vonnegut, Welcome to the Monkey House, tucked under there where I couldn't see it. So, I don't know if this one's any good, but Vonnegut usually seems to do well. Looks like a little compilation of shorts. Huh. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Set that aside there. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's take a little bundle here. We have Stranger in a Strange Land, Highline. I have this one on the next upcoming Whatnot. And so That one will be on there. James Axler, Deathlands, Savage Armada. We have Moons of Triopus, John Rankin. Look at that cover, though. That's pretty cool. I like it. John Brunner, the Dramaturgis of Yon. Dramaturgis. It's probably a really good way to say that, and I don't know it. A spectacular new novel by the Hugo Award-winning author of Stand on Zanzibar, which I have not read. It's on my upcoming list. John Brunner. We have an ace double. Keith Bulmer, The Key to Ironium. And Alan Schwartz, The Wandering Tellurian. Like the cover. I don't know who Alan Schwartz is. Kenneth Bulmer, I know. Tesseract 3, edited by Candace Jane Dorsey. Who's in this? Let's see. A lot of people I don't know. Margaret Atwood, I know. Peter Watts. Oh, there's a lot in here. William Gibson. Judith Merrill. James Allen Gardner. There's seriously a lot. Wow. Look at, I'll show you. So there's the first one. Then 2 more pages of authors and their stories. And then a final page of authors and stories. So that might be a really good one. A Frederick Pohl selection, the new novel of a kaleidoscopic future from the best-selling author of Dahlgren, Samuel Delaney, Triton. Great cover. I've not heard of Triton. Delaney has some interesting books, to say the least. Commitment Hour, James Allen Gardner. Oh. I just special ordered this the other day. Remember what I said about seriously buying? I had all of them except for the very first Alien. So I bought Alien. And guess what? I get Alien. Never fails. K.A. Applegate. This is a very, very cool cover. Bob Shaw, Cosmic Kaleidoscope. That is probably one of my favorite covers I've found so far. That's phenomenal. Who did it? Who did it? Someone's gonna tell me right off the bat. Oh no, we got some gutter issues here and losing some pages. Just in the very front part. Looks like a collection of short stories that are compiled together. I do not see the illustrator on there. I like it though. I don't see an illustrator on there, man. Curious to find out. Okay, anyways, I like it. I like it. I like it. Did I say I liked it? I think I said I liked it. Pretty sure I like it. To the Resurrection Station, Eleanor Arneson. Ooh, Cavan's World, a hero greater than Conan, a world in the tradition of Tolkien by David Mason. Might put that with my Conan type stuff. Bob Shaw, The Series Solution. It's a cool cover also. Hiro's Journey, a novel by Sterling E. Lanier. I think I just actually sold this with an alternate cover the other day on eBay for like 15 or 20 bucks. In a Holocaust world of strange beasts and savage men, he rode forth as fantastic a chronicle as Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. This is a selection by Frederick Pohl also. Looks like great. Per Hiro Destine, priest, telepath, trained killer, that the death may never come again. He rode out on a perilous quest into a world at the end of time, inhabited by shadowy forces, sudden terrors, violent death, by weird, mutated beasts man had no name for, by the Lemuits, animals with human intelligence manipulated by the anti-life Dark Brotherhood. His mission? To discover the lost secret of the ancients in time to save humanity from destruction. His one weapon? The human mind. Publishers Weekly said the author is a master. He's created his unique milieu with loving care. He puts hero Hiro through his paces with mounting suspense. Sounds good to me. The Changeling Plague. Sorry. Bad habit. Shine. I don't know how to say it. The Changeling Plague. Sine Mitchell. Sine. It's probably like Chevron or something. I wonder what that's about. One man's last chance to live becomes humanity's last stand. This sounds slightly like the one with Ryan Reynolds, where the guy puts his body into Ryan Reynolds' body, or his soul into Ryan Reynolds' body. Homer, the Odyssey, with a very, I'm going to go with very B/British cover, I want to say. At least that's what I think of. Heads to the Storm. We have created by David Drake and Sandra Meisel, a tribute to Rudyard Kipling. Has Jerry Purnell, Anne McCaffrey, CJ Cherry, Zelazny, and more. Probably one of the cheesiest covers I've ever seen, but I won't hold that against them for now. Gordon Dixon, another Gordon Dixon, another Gordon Dixon. Paul Anderson, another Paul Anderson. This one says DJ Cherry. So DJ Cherry is the alternate. DJ did the turntables for CJ. CJ Cherry, CJ Cherry, CJ Cherry, CJ Cherry. Wow. Sandra Meisel, David Drake. Well, there's David Drake, Paul Anderson, Gene Wolfe, Jerry Purnell, Cogswell, Brunner, George R. Martin, Cordwainer Smith, Anne McCaffrey, Zelazny, another Brunner. Wow. There is a massive amount of authors in this one. That's pretty incredible. Huh. I might read this one. I might keep that one. We'll see. Hey, look at that. 12 Monkeys. Terry Gillum. I loved this movie when it came out. A novel by Elizabeth Hand. So based on the motion picture, has the, some of the artwork in there. It's got the Will Smith edition cover. I will probably keep that because I'm a sucker for the movie tie-in novels. Cujo. I have the hardcover of Cujo, so I'll be adding this to the Stephen King pile that I need to get rid of. Janet and Chris Morris. So that Hell series that I talked about earlier, pretty sure was in this one. starting to blur together now. She's one of the authors of that one. Threshold. This actually looks pretty good. A novel of interstellar smuggling and intrigue. Sounds like Firefly, which is my favorite show. There we go. I'm in. Highline, The Green Hills on Earth. Might be good. I'm sure Highline's pretty decent regardless. John Barnes, Finity. As edgy as anything conjured by Philip K. Dick. A master of the genre, Arthur C. Clarke says. I don't know John Barnes. Another Alan Dean Foster, Green Thieves. I probably won't keep this one. A futuristic whodunit, the grandest theft in the galaxy. Barbara Hambly. I have a ton of Barbara Hambly's also. Look at that artwork. Oh my goodness. What the... Night of the Demon Queen. Look at that. That weird creature flying, winged, armed, long neck, grabby thingy. Sherry S. Tepper, award-winning author of The Visitor, The Companions, one of sci-fi's most distinctive voices. I wonder if either The Visitor or this is any good. I'd be curious. 3 planets in deep space were named by their human discoverers to reflect the environments: lush and foreboding; jungle, which swallowed up an exploratory team; stone, phenomenally rich in rare ore; and moss, the most enigmatic and dangerous of the trio. Curious about that one. If anybody's read it, let me know, please. James Axler, Deathlands. I think I have found a couple other ones of there in that. Of James Axler. Ooh, High Justice, Jerry Purnell. John Campbell, award-winning co-author of Mote in the God's Eye and Inferno. It's got a cigarette ad in the middle. Some other book ads. Okay. Felt like something else was in here, so. Okay. Intergalactic Power Play. The massive space corporations... Oh, what? Sorry, read that really wrong. Intergalactic Power Play. Exclamation. The massive space corporations. Are they man's highest creation or blood-sucking monsters? Fed by exploring technology. Sorry. Tongue twister. Fed by exploding technology, they grow and grow, surpassing the superpowers of Earth, finally facing only each other in the terrifying showdown for space itself. High Justice. The dazzling, suspenseful, touching drama of men and women, famous and obscure, princes and pawns, in the greatest power play of all time. C.J. Cherry, Down Below Station. I think this is one of her well-known ones. I don't have that one yet. Another Doctor Who. I'll probably put all these Doctor Who's together. Roger Zelazny, Roadmarks. By the way, I have 2 more boxes like this coming. Theodore Sturgeon's Best Science Fiction Stories, selected by Groff Conklin, A Way Home. So, who's in here? Oh, it's just 9 of Theodore Sturgeon's. Sorry. A Way Home. Simon Lang's All the Gods of Isarmore. I don't remember about this book, but I remember someone talking about it at some point along the way. Larry Niven, The Flight of the Horse. Glass Houses by Laura Mixon. The Coelura by Anne McCaffrey. I have probably 50 Anne McCaffrey books, maybe more. Slater's Planet by Harris Moore. Space explorers from Earth hunting for other life find an odd new planet controlled by 2 computers. Who built them? Why are they hostile? Paul Anderson, The Bioworlder. I definitely do not have that cover. I don't think I have this book, actually, so I'll set that aside with Paul. It's amazing how much he wrote. Seriously. Like a lot. What Might Have Been. Probably alternate universes, or alternate history, excuse me. Edited by Gregory Benford. Let's see who's in here. Okay, Nancy Kress, Busby, Paul Anderson, Turtledove, McDevitt, Malsberg, Steele, Benford, Zabrowski, the Right Honorable Winston S. Churchill, MP. If Lee had not won the Battle of Gettysburg. That's Winston's. Interesting. Rune Spear, Victor Milan and Melinda Snodgrass. He looks like a very confused, whatever, Norse god, wizard, whatever you want to call him. And McCaffrey, Get Off the Unicorn. That is a nice vintage copy, though. That one you don't see too often. Chris Bunch, The Last Legion. So I may put bundles of these together, by the way. Like I'll just do like a box, like a bundle of like 10 and throw it together if they're ones that I'm not really interested in or whatever. Weird Shadows from Beyond. Look at that guy. I think I remember Bookhaul having this one at some point. And I don't remember if he got rid of it or he decided to keep it. But I do remember it haunting the dreams of the viewers. Wow. But it has Brian Aldiss, E.C. Tubb, William Tenn, Robert Presley, Michael Moorcock, Theodore Sturgeon, Eric Williams, Mervyn Peake, author of the Gormgast trilogy, excuse me, not plural. So that one may be a keeper. We'll see. Or I may just read it and then turn it over. But it does go with what I was hoping to find. So kind of excited for that. Earthchild, Sharon Webb. Janet and Isaac Asimov. The Norby Chronicles. More Asimov robots. Oh, funny. I was just looking at this today. Nova, Samuel Delaney. So I was looking for Delaney, some of Delaney's more twisted stuff. And Nova obviously is a well-known or popular one. It kept popping up on the list every time I look somewhere. So might have to keep that. I don't think I have Nova. I may have it. I just definitely don't have that cover though. William Tenn of Men and Monsters. I have probably 3 of these already. But I love that cover. Love, love, love that cover. The Electric Kid. Little YA type thing. The Flying Saucers Are Real. Wow, Donald Keyhole. This thing is sealed and purdy. Very purdy. This is super clean. A little tiny bit of edge wear on the bottom corners, but otherwise really decent. The Reminiscence of Solar Ponds, August Derleth. If there's ever to be another Sherlock Holmes, it's Solar Ponds. Readers with a taste for genteel crime could hardly do better. The Master of Sleuthdom. Michael Swanwick, Bones of the Earth. We're getting close to the end here. Captain Empirical, the Analogy book. Series editor Ben Bova. This one's got a weird like stain there. Most of these, for being in a damaged box and like honestly shipped not great, are not bad. Did I say analogy? Analog book. Oh my gosh. Can you tell I'm like a little bit tired and out of it? And I have a good amount of dyslexia too, so it doesn't help. I thought this was an edited book of multiple things, but I think it's just this one book, and then Ben Bova put all these different analog books together. So Sam Nicholson. Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Outlaw of Torn. Sounds like a Metallica song. But I have started collecting Edgar Rice Burroughs, so kind of stoked for that. I came across a ton at once, and I figured, well, might as well. So I have probably, where'd they go? Probably 5 hardcovers, 2 big like omnibus ones, and then a bunch of the little individual books. So L. Ron Hubbard presents Writers of the Future. I have a few of these, but they're in big trade paperback size. This is like untouched. Seriously, that's like as crisp and brand new as if it came right off the shelf. So who's in this one? This is volume 8. I have some other like I said, trade paperback size. I think I have 3 of them or so. Brian Burt, Evan Thomas, Nicholas DiCario, Matthew Stork, L. Ron Hubbard. I'm not going to go through them all. Aldous Budrys. And a few others I don't know. That's not to say they aren't good or well known. They're just ones I don't know. There's a lot. And a lot I don't know. Well, that thing's pretty crispy though. Anne Rice, The Witching Hour. I have probably all the Anne Rice vampire ones. Interview with the Vampire series. But I have not read any of them, and I have a few other miscellaneous ones that don't go in that series, but like Body Thief and things like that. Keith Laumer, Star Colony. This one definitely looks like one I'd want to read. That one looks really good. I am interested in that. We have C.J. Cherry, The Kif Strike Back. I think this is part of a series. A novel in the Chinar saga. John Brunner, The Wrong End of Time. I like that one. It's a nice looking cover. That's a DAW 61. Man, with all the DAWs I have, I should have started just collecting them all. Robert Silverberg, Born with the Dead. Three novellas about here and hereafter. Which novellas are they? Born with the Dead, Thomas the Proclaimer, and Going. Doomstar, Edmund Hamilton. One man against the universe. One man with a device that could change a sun from a life source to the ultimate death-dealing weapon. I like these older ones. This is probably 66. Yeah, what do they call it? Golden age of sci-fi. Love Not Human, Gordon Dixon. And look at that. I think I remember seeing this one on one of Matt's streams a while ago too. Because he looks like he's just carrying that nice little man around. Just Nessie's just giving him a ride. Look at that. So sweet. Nessie, such a lovable scamp. The Weapon Makers, A.E. von Vaught. That is a very cool cover as well. All right, we're down to the last few here. Full Spectrum, edited by Lou Aronica and Shauna McCarthy. 25 stories on the leading edge of science fiction and fantasy. Let's see who's in this one real quick. Full Spectrum of Light. Thomas Dish. And seriously, Thomas Dish is becoming one of my favorite new authors to read. And I'm sad because I sold a few books a while back and I kind of wish I had them back. I'm reading Genocides right now and I absolutely love it. I love the way that it's written, and I love, it just drew me in within like seriously like the first half a page and I was in. It was great. Loved it. So I'm super excited to read more Dish. Benford, McDermott. So Dish is in here. Yay. Other ones I don't know. Kevin Anderson. And other ones I don't know. Spinrad. Look at that. Right at the end. Norman Spinrad. Nice. Might be some good reads there. Against Time. Roderick Jeffries. It's like a mystery kind of type one. A World of Trouble, Robert E. Toomey Jr. Look at that cover. Look at that, dude. That is cool. I don't know what that is. It's like one of those horned beetle slash dog slash something. Paul Anderson, Merkheim. Oh, this is part of the Pulsotechnic. Nice. Pretty much every Paul Anderson I've found, I've said I don't have, I don't think, but he wrote a lot. A lot. The Heaven Makers, Frank Herbert. That's pretty cool. So, Tales from the White Heart. That's the last one there, Arthur C. Clarke. And we're there. That's it. So that was a lot. And I paid basically, well, guess how much you think I paid for all that. 75 pounds of books, shipping and all from eBay. I think there's some pretty good finds in there. So I'm pretty stoked for that. I'm gonna wrap it up and get the heck out of here. If there's anything you see that you're interested in, tell me. Anything you see that you go like, man, that's really good, you should definitely put that on your TBR. I'm thinking, I've seen, like, it's the end of the video, nobody's gonna watch this anyway, but I've seen Matt at Book Build, he's doing like a 100-book challenge. I've seen Juan over at Playboy Visions doing a 100-book challenge. I try to think about how much it would take to read 100 books. Are you able to do that in a year? That's kind of nuts. That's a lot to do in a year. That's like, what, 6 books a month? Something like, no, it's even more than that. 8, 9 books a month? That's quite a bit. So, if I'm doing my math right. Well, 12 times 10 is 120, so we're looking at like 8-ish books a month. So, that's quite a few, that's a lot to read in 1 month. For people who don't just read as a job or something, especially when you get into some of these big boys. You know, if you're going to read something like, you know, some chunky fella like that, you know, it's going to be quite a bit. I mean, that's 1,000 pages right there. So, yeah. So I may do that. Anyways, just thinking of possibly doing something along those lines, or seeing how many I could do in 1 year, kind of thing. We'll see. But if you see stuff that you say is good or not good, tell me. If you see stuff you want, tell me. Otherwise, look for it on upcoming Whatnot shows. And I have 2 more of these boxes on the way, at least. I have 5 more I can buy if I want. And tell me if you think it's worth it. I'm out of here. We'll see ya.